Hello, and welcome to the Don't Tell This podcast, a sports betting podcast that is almost completely back. I'm your host, Al Manarino. With me is my co-host and valued member of the workforce. It's Mr. Ben Murkison. What's going on, sir?
Yeah, sadly, valued member, I'm back in the actual office and no longer is just wasting money on parlays. I have to work for the money to waste on parlays again. So I need us to hit so I can make it worth it to go back and join that grind. But yeah, we're good. We're kind of back. We're kind of back.
And we say this because we finally won a parlay.
It happened.
Yeah. However, we are still very much in the hole this season. This season's been rough for us gambling, but the podcast, not so much, I guess. We're technically, if you only tail this podcast, which you should not, we're technically up. Ben, do you know how much we're up at this point? I don't know if you math it up already or not.
I did. That's a great point. I think I had that number. It's on the socials, so all I have to do is just, tap into my socials real quick.
And for those at home, what is that social account that they should be following?
That is at Don't Tail This on Instagram and Twitter. So yeah, we are currently, if you don't count Thursday Night Football, which we didn't win, so this is not including them, but we were 9-75 coming into this week. Again, always sounds terrible when you say it out loud like that, but up 16 units. Thanks to a hit that we had last week, which we'll talk about briefly. But yeah, we were on the verge of going negative as a podcast.
Yeah.
And then
we were on the verge of winning back-to-back parlays, too.
Also that. I mean,
so close.
Gambling is a fickle thing. You'd think it'd be more like of a structured guarantee, win type environment, but it's just not like that for some reason.
No. Truly not. Yeah, we'll get into the Week 15 results, and then we have a strange Week 16. We have 2 Saturday games, which we are recording Saturday morning, so hopefully you'll have enough time to actually listen to this before the first game at 5 o'clock, which is also a weird time to watch NFL game. And then next week, me and Ben are still in the planning process of this, but we are trying to figure out how we will be recording next week's podcast, our special holiday podcast, where we will be talking
Give everybody
about
a Christmas present by giving them a winning parlay.
A winning parlay, yeah. Well, there's 3 Christmas games or three games on Christmas Day. So we'll have parlays for those games and then the Sunday slate as we approach, sadly, the end of the season. We're getting there, man. It's almost there.
We still have the playoffs, at least. There's still plenty of opportunity to lose money in the playoffs, betting every single playoff game.
You're talking playoffs. All right. Yeah, it's true. We do have the playoffs as well. All right. Anyway, Week 15, we did get a win, but it was not from 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock.
That's great.
Yeah. You want to get into these results?
Yeah, I mean, we can kind of roll through them quickly. So 1 p.m. slate, from our picks, I went 3-1. You reversed that at 1-3. We did have my boy Keaton Mitchell and Ben Sinnott. The Senate came through on one catch very late in the game. He was killing us. Then he had 136-yard reception. So he ended up hitting. Tyler Lockett came up half a yard short, and Gesicki more than that. So we missed, 2 out of our 4 picks that we had there. And then the 4 p.m. slate, I again went 3-1. That's some positive trends there if I bet everything individually. And you were 3-2. We were again 2 legs short as. While we did hit Jalen Coker and Old Man Rivers, your pick to get a touchdown, he did not end up getting his passing yards, which I wanted to take Rivers for. So good call on the touchdown. He did get one of those.
Yeah.
Jameson Williams again came through for us. The problem was CMC and Jahmyr Gibbs, not so much. We tried to ride, obviously, our favorites for the podcast season, and they both had their probably worst outputs, I guess, as far as receiving yards on the year. So that one crushed us. But let's not dwell on the negative. Let's talk about how we hit a parlay finally.
We did. You went
Sunday.
3-1. I went 3-0. And this is a game that I couldn't even find 4 picks, and all of mine were great.
Yeah, it's the strategy that I implemented the week prior where you just bet a bunch of names that you should never put in a parlay together, and it ended up hitting. So we decided to try to implement that into the Sunday Night Football, but basically just taking the wildest picks that we could outside of Justin Jefferson that I threw out there, mind you, was the only star. Horrible game, 22 yards. So the only pick out of the, I guess, 7 total picks that we put out there that didn't hit was Jefferson. Other than that, you liked Addison. He hit. We liked Flournoy together. He hit. Brandon Aubrey hit. Turpin hit, Naylor hit. So we were across the board great. The ones we actually put in there were Jalen Naylor over 16.5. He had 47. That was Al's late addition to the pick. It was one you just threw out right at the end. And usually those don't work out. But in this case, it did. Flournoy over 18.5. He crushed his line, I think, with 40 yards. Turpin over 8.5 receiving yards. Did not crush it. I believe he had one catch, but it was for 10.
He did. that was like, I think because we always text during the games, and especially when we're focusing on one game. And that one there was a minute we were like, all right, this is going, it's going pretty well. But then we just didn't see any Turpin, I believe. And
it was not Turpin time.
Aubrey kept missing kicks, which is unlike him.
True. He missed one in the first half, and I was like, of course. Like, he missed, it's a 50-yarder or whatever, so obviously you should probably give him a break, I think. But, yeah, over 8.5 kicking points. He ended up with 14, so easily exceeded that line in the second half. He went nuts. And luckily, we were relying on Turpin. Mr. Turpin time. He came through and got us one catch to cash that one out. So, yeah, I mean, we collectively were 6-1 with Jefferson being the only one that didn't hit.
I played my slip, but I added Pickens, and he again failed us again. So he is kind of approaching the never again list.
I mean, he has burned. Well, he's obviously burned you. I didn't put him in anything.
He's burned me a bunch.
But that was a problem. Yeah, and then just to finish recapping, so that was our win. That's basically what's keeping us alive right now, keeping us from depression.
Correct.
The all-day parlay, we had Senate, we had Flournoy, so those two worked. I did say one of these things is not like the other one, and we did include CMC.
That was my bad. We should have. Of course. I mean, who would we have done? So that would have been what, the 4 p.m. slate?
The Old Man Rivers, I think, would have been the line to go with.
Yeah. Or Coker. Coker probably would make the most sense.
Yeah, Coker would be a good name to throw in there. Coker, Senate, and Flournoy would be just a hell of a parlay.
It's like the who's who of who.
The Whoville. Let's keep the Christmas tides going. All right, and so then just to finish recapping, Monday Night Football, we were riding high off of our win and thought, like, let's just do it again. Not that easy, as it turns out. No. We did hit, you actually hit, Dulcich, I think, was the one that you really liked the most, and he had 46 on the 17.5 line.
And Gainwell, I liked too.
Yeah, Gainwell we liked collectively, I think, for his rushing and his receiving. He would have hit either one because we knew Jaylen Warren was questionable coming into the game. He ended up playing, but still didn't matter.
I questioned A-Chain, and then you were like, nah.
Yeah.
He's great. Solid.
79.5 rushing yards. I thought he would be good for.
And he hit his receiving.
His receiving, he went well over. So he had like 120-something, I think, total yards on the day, which is always it's like a weird thing with him or Bijan. You can play their total yards probably safely, or you pick, but... And then, try to go kicker line again. Riley Patterson, not very reliable in that regard. So Monday Night Football, we were 2-2. Didn't work. Did not work, unfortunately.
Yeah, and then quickly to go through our Thursday night because we have a bunch of bets to get through. So close. I mean, we almost hit another one. We had this again. This was just on our socials, so we didn't have any alternate picks. But we ended up with Darnold rushing, which he hit, Corum rushing, which he hit, Kyron over receiving, which he hit. And guys, they barely hit these lines. We're looking at 4.5, 7, 37.5, 48. Like no one crushed anything. The one that killed us the most was it went to overtime. We were waiting for Charbonnet to hit. He needed 6 more yards. He had a 5-yard run. And instead of rushing it one more time on first down, they threw it in the end zone for a touchdown. He lost by half a yard. We lost our bet by half a yard.
First and goal. Like when he had that rush, it was like it's first and goal. He already ran one in for a touchdown earlier in the game. Why would they trust this man to throw the football right here? You're gonna just hand it off again.
One of the craziest Thursday night football games in recent memory. We had 2 2-point conversions, including a forward or a pass that almost got.
Weirdest. It got tipped behind line of scrimmage by the defenders, so it made it a backwards pass, which made it a fumble, which was then recovered in the end zone.
But then Charbonnet touched it in the end zone, and they counted it as a rush, but because it's a 2-point conversion, it didn't count towards anything. It was such a bullshit, crazy game.
It was rough. I said I kind of jinxed this, I guess, because on the Twitter, like at halftime, 2 of our lines, we were just a half yard short. And I was like, I swear to God, if we end up losing this by half a yard, they ended up covering, but then it ended up being Charbonnet that lost by half a yard.
Awful.
In retrospect, Kenneth Walker would have been great. He had an amazing day, but that's on me. Charbonnet looked like he was the safest pick.
It's all right. We've all been there, and me and you
multiple
have both been
times
there
this season.
It's insane. All right. that is the past. We are looking at the future. We're now looking at week 16, and we have a Saturday parlay. So we are going to take the 2 Saturday games, and we're going to make a parlay out of both of these games. Is that correct, sir? We're not going to do
that
2 separate SGPs?
Yeah.
Great.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, obviously, I'm going to bet my Commanders are unfortunately playing in back-to-back like primetime games. We're playing on Saturday against the Eagles, then we get to play on Christmas and get destroyed by the Cowboys. So it's fun. But we're just gonna pick 4 lines combined.
All right. What's your first line?
I'm gonna run it back with the Senate.
Senate.
They saw what he could do. They gave him 1 catch. He went for over 30 with it. Like his line is still under 10. It's over 9.5 receiving yards. I gotta figure, there's still no Zach Ertz, obviously. He's done for the season. Why not continue to try to get the young man involved? So hopefully he doubles his production from last week and gets 2 catches. If he gets 2 catches, it's got to go for over 10.
Okay, I love that. I'm going to go with another former Commander, and I'm going to go Jahan Dotson.
Oh, yeah, boy.
It's all right. So first off, DraftKings has Senate over 11.5. So if we can find 9.5, I prefer that.
It's still got it on 365 and 9.5. So maybe we'll look at that.
What's Dotson at? Dotson's at 9.5 on DraftKings too. But this is again, it's kind of the same thing. It's 1 catch. I'm expecting 1 target for 1 catch for 10 yards. That's it. I don't want to watch this game. Like I hate both of these teams. One I hate way more than the other.
You can get Dotson for 8.5 on 365 right now.
Bet 365, crushing it right now.
But said it did go up to 11.5, so shit.
A son of a bitch. All right, so
we'll keep playing with it.
We'll stick to DraftKings at this point. All right, what else you got?
So I'm going to give you another Commander. I'm going to go with Bill Krosky Merritt this time. Over 24.5 rushing yards. Chris Rodriguez did not play last week because he was injured. He doesn't have an injury designation going into this one, so I think that he will play. But I think it's going to probably go back to being a little bit more of a 50-50 split. They kind of given Rodriguez the nod, but in the game that he did get to start and got 18 carries last week against the Giants, Bill Krosky had 96 yards rushing. And he had his best total of the year, well, since at least the beginning of the season, going over 5 yards per carry. So I feel like based off of that, this should be, end of the year. We're not playing for anything. Continue to try to get the rookies involved to see who's going to be a part of, the offense going into next season, who you're going to try to keep on board. So give me Bill Krosky Merritt over 24.5 rushing.
All right. Do you mind if I go to the next game?
I don't have any more Commanders lines, so you can go for it.
All right, so I have 2 Bears lines. I'll start with my first one, and I'm guessing we are probably on the same page for both of these. If you have any Bears lines, but my first Bears line, I'm going to go Colson Loveland over 44.5. A couple of reasons here: 1, no Rome Odunze. 2, fuck DJ Moore. So that's the second. That's the second reason. He has burned me so hard this season, I feel like, in every aspect possible. I don't think they trust him anymore to do anything. So I'd rather put Zacchaeus, in a parlay over DJ Moore at this point. But give me Colson Loveland. He's definitely showing that he is like Caleb's guy at this point. But yeah, Loveland, 44.5.
Yeah, so I like the idea. I also did not want to go with DJ Moore because I just can't trust that. And I also like tight ends for the Bears. But due to the lines, I actually liked Cole Kmet over 22.5 receiving yards.
Yeah,
I feel like both tight ends are probably going to be involved in this one. Loveland's obviously been like kind of the more targeted guy throughout the season as the rookie, but his line's obviously about double what Kmet is, and Kmet has been exceeding his 23.5 3 straight weeks, 4 out of the last 5. So I think both of them will be very heavily involved since they are missing so many guys in that passing attack.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to go with the one that you probably also have. Give me Manungai over 47.5.
I don't like that you're trusting all these picks, though. I mean, these are guys, obviously, that we've utilized, but I'm going a little outside the box with some of these picks.
God, don't tell me Jordan Love over rushing again. Don't go back to that well.
I went Jordan Love over passing, actually.
Okay. Who's he passing to? There's one receiver on DraftKings right now. It's just Jaden Reed. Who's playing?
Mr. Reed. David, why haven't I done that one yet? I love that one.
That's a good one.
What do you? I've got everybody available to me as far as the Packers.
DraftKings does it. Apparently, Jaden Reed is the only one playing today.
Interesting. Yeah, we got Reed, we got Golden, Fitzpatrick, Dobbs. I guess, is Christian Watson no, Christian Watson's available too. So, Wicks, everybody's out here. I don't know what DraftKings has got going on at
They
the
must
moment.
have some injury designations or something.
Something's popping off. But either way, I mean, I do like Monongai, obviously. I've used him a lot. But Jordan Love seems to be playing really well as of right now. 229.5 is his line. He had 276 last week, 234 before that, 234 before that. So 3 straight weeks over this. I think it's going to be a fun game between these two teams. And I think there's going to be a lot of passing yards out there for Love.
So Watson is questionable. Wicks is questionable. That's why they're not on DraftKings. Golden isn't. What's Golden's line? Because I actually he had 55 last week. Remember, Watson got hurt. So if he's questionable, maybe we just avoid.
Stop me if you've heard this before. Watson got hurt.
Yeah, really.
Let's see. Golden's at 17.5. But
that I
mean,
I like that over. So, okay, if Watson is hurt, or
it's
say
contingent upon whether or not Watson plays, but all these guys still being on 365, and like I had not seen the questionable tags. I feel like this late in the game, they've got to play, right? Like it'd be kind of weird to just all of a sudden rule them out.
I don't like high yardage when half your receivers are questionable.
Fair.
I mean, I'll throw it in here, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, medical decision apparently, but the Wednesday's session and Thursday was encouraging for Christian Watson, so they're not going to confirm anything until 90 minutes before kickoff. So we can either wait that long or we can pick somebody outside of that.
I love it. His over set for 235.5. His average yards per game 236.
Yeah, they're not
a half under.
We love the halves. Obviously, those half yards will get you. All right, well, let's see if we can maybe avoid the complication of all that and just pick 4 guys that maybe are 100% active to play, so we don't have to wait. I will say, yeah, Jordan Love is obviously my flyer there, but the Bill line, the Ben Sennett line, and the Cole Kmet line, I like those 3 more so from my side of things anyway.
Bill line, Ben line, Cole Kmet line. Okay. I like the Bennett line. The Bennett Sennett line. Kmet, I would do both tight ends, but if you prefer Monongai, I mean, I just think they're going to be passing the ball.
I would think so too. Obviously, like you got Swift kind of competing for carries with Monongai, but they both had success in the past. I do think based off of like how many guys are missing in that passing game, and I feel like they're probably going to need to throw the ball in this one. That could be safe regardless. Yeah, maybe we just do both tight ends.
I'm cool.
Maybe do Loveland, Kmet. Do you want Sennett? It's 3 tight ends so far.
Do you want to not do any Eagles?
Well, the Eagle you threw out was Jahan Dotson.
You're going to be betting Commanders anyway.
I'm gonna be betting Commanders lines anyway. Those are 2. Like I've got a separate Commanders parlay, but those are the 2 lines that I like the most from that game for the Commanders. I mean, I'm fine with including an Eagle. I didn't really find any that really, made me feel great.
All right, let me go back to this and just double check if there was anything that I really liked, because they've been ass the last few weeks.
Devontae,
I mean, you know your team more than anyone.
Commander's secondary is terrible. Like you can throw that out there. Like they're not good. So you could look at AJ Brown. You could look at DeVonta Smith. That both had big days. They might, but then also at the same time, I guess the Eagles have been struggling a little bit. Our run defense is also not very good. So Saquon can have a great day, but all their lines were kind of just on the higher side for me to know exactly which way it's going to go. Like I don't know if I can trust Barkley to get 80.5 yards. He should. He probably will. But we can't use him anyway because he's on never again for you. My bad.
I was just going to say, I was looking at his receiving line and I was like, can't use him. I mean, Dotson, you're like, no.
Care. Throw Dotson in there. Fuck it. He just
every time we don't do Dotson hits.
Yeah.
But last week he had zero. He had 0 yards, 0 catch. Maybe not Dotson.
Did he have a target? That's the key point. Where did they look in his general direction on any snap? Okay. And they beat the Raiders 31-0. But, I mean, to be fair, Jalen Hurts only attempted 15 passes. He only attempted 15 passes in the game because they won 31-0.
They don't know how to pass.
I mean, yeah, they suck at throwing the ball anyway. But
I don't know, Smith or Brown. is probably the move.
Or you can just throw me Bill Krosky-Merritt again. You can just throw 3.
Goddard actually has been crushing the last 2 weeks, 78 and 70.
Yeah. Was Jahan Dotson's reception total like just over 0.5?
You have to just give it up. It's not happening. He had 0 targets last week.
He was your pick, all right? I didn't even throw him out there in the first place.
Let's just do Goddard and stick to the tight ends. That's 4 tight ends.
Okay, fine. All tight end line.
The all tight end parlay.
All right.
Sennett, Goddard, Kmet, Loveland.
Do you want me to build that?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's plus 1062 on DraftKings. Ben Sennett, 11.5 receiving, Goddard over 39.5, Kmet over 22.5, and Loveland over 44.5. If you find it better on Bet365, we'll do it there, or the audience can do it there as well.
We'll look into that. Okay. The all tight end Saturday parlay.
Yes, a tight Saturday parlay.
That will end us. Okay. 1 p.m. Let's shift into 1 p.m. Let's get creative.
What's your first pick?
I'm going back to the well. A lot of these 3 of these guys are guys that I bet last week, but I'll start with one that we didn't bet last week, but I think makes a lot of sense this week. If you look at the Chiefs versus Titans game, there is no Patrick Mahomes, obviously. Gardner Minshew is now a quarterback for them. What I think that means is that Kareem Hunt over 34.5 rushing yards. They're going to have to lean into the run game. He's still the RB1. We tried him one time, and they didn't give enough touches, but I feel like, no Mahomes. They're not playing for anything at this point. I think Kareem Hunt should be getting plenty of carries.
I like that. I did not think you were going to go in that direction at all
when you started talking. Too, so
I thought you were going to say your boy from the Titans, Okonkwo.
Chick? Yeah. I did not, though. Yeah, just give me Kareem Hunt.
All right. That's good. I didn't have that, so that's a good one. I have a mix of like old reliables and basically old reliables.
New hotness. No new hotness.
All right. I'll start with an old reliable. We have to go back to the floor. I'm going Flournoy.
Yeah.
At this point, it was 27.5. Let me just double check. But this is the Chargers-Cowboys game. I think the Chargers are still in the mix, but the Cowboys are kind of done, right?
Yeah, I think that the Cowboys would have to win out at this point and need a lot of help. I can't remember if they're not going to get in regardless, but
no. Flournoy is over 26.5, so actually went down. I just Dak is still kind of slinging it. Pickens is unreliable. CeeDee's going to get his yards, but Flournoy is kind of becoming the wide receiver 3, which we didn't really expect.
He is, and he's very, very useful at that position. I do think that, Dak is going to throw the hell out of the ball. Chargers have a good pass defense, but especially, I think that you have a better chance of, a wide receiver 3, like Flournoy really having a big day. So he was also on my list. Let's keep it going with the old reliables just from the 1 week ago. But give me Jalen Naylor, your boy that you picked last week. Vikings versus Giants. It's over 23.5 receiving yards.
I love that.
He's had 3 receptions in each of the last 3 games. So, give me Naylor to go through and get his.
I was trying to figure out what I liked the most from this game. And what I picked was what failed you last week, which was Justin Jefferson. The reason being is, if you're going to have a get-right spot,
do it against the Giants.
This would be the spot to do it. But I still like Naylor. And, it's going to be a rough game for us. JJ has, swagger now, and he's playing the ultimate swag guy with no team. It's so it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun game for me to cry during. But I like the pick, Naylor. All right. This is definitely out of all my picks, this is going to be the highest amount of yardage. Sticking to receivers, obviously. I don't do a lot of rushing props except for that Monangai one. And looking at the slate, I was looking at what games matter, what games actually have consequences. And there's one game on here that is shit's real after this game. And it's the Buccaneers and Panthers, because both of them are kind of in control of their own destiny in terms of playoff implications, right? So Mike Evans, over 64.5 receiving. If they're going to win this game, it is because Baker is getting it to his wide receiver 1. That's it. Do you remember how many yards Evans had last week?
Somewhere over 100, right?
It was 134. Crazy. Yeah. The line's 64.5. I looked at Godwin. I looked at Ikbuka. I think all of them are going to have something to do this week, because this is like This is like a playoff game right now.
Yeah, they play each other twice in the last 3 games, and essentially if somebody can win 2 of those, they're in the playoffs.
Correct.
The Panthers blew it last week, losing to the Saints, as the Bucs did the week before.
As the Bucs did too. Yeah, I mean, and also I don't know if you already had. I was looking at Coker.
I didn't pick Coker, but yeah,
I'm surprised. I have a buddy. Shout out Adam Rosenberg from the Propcast. He has he's doing a Coker ladder, so I might tail that.
No, I mean I do think that's smart. I had a couple other guys that threw in there over him this time, but yeah, Coker obviously looked good last week, and he's looked good for several weeks in a row. So he's become more reliable than most of those passing options for that team. So my last pick is also my highest yardage guy. He did fail us rushing yards last week, but Dolphins-Bengals, give me Devon Achane again. Over 82.5, 60 last week, but he had that 67 yards receiving. But prior to that, 92, 134, 120, 174. He's facing the worst defense in the history of the NFL and the Cincinnati Bengals. So I just feel like Achane should have an amazing game and go well over 100.
I honestly almost want to stay away from this game because of, first off, Miami's horrendous. You saw me texting you on Monday. I was like, this is a horrible team, but they did bench Tua. So we have a rookie quarterback, which makes me a little more
Achane.
Give it to your Achane.
Yeah.
My last pick, I guess, because I think there's only 6 picks at this point. Oh, because we had the same one?
My 4 are out there.
We both have Florida. But yeah, I only have 5 picks on the board right now, so that's okay. I'm going to just do one more anyway. Same game. Okay. All right. So my last pick, I guess, for this one, I don't know what's going on in Cincinnati. It seems Joe is pretty depressed. However, T. Higgins is back, so I'm going to go T. Higgins over 57.5 receiving yards.
Okay. Is that our last?
I think so. You said you had no more.
I threw my 4 out there.
Did you?
Yep. Flournoy, which you also had. Naylor,
we both had.
Kareem Hunt, and Achane.
Okay. So do I have to do one more?
You don't have to do anything you don't want to do, Al.
No, because we're at 6. All right, that's fine. The only other one I was going to say was Dawson Knox.
Okay.
Just because he had a crazy great game last week and his line is only 20.5.
You like to flip between Kincaid and Knox.
That's the problem.
You don't know, which is why, yeah.
You just don't know. They don't have a wide receiver one.
Yeah, that is the Bills' problem.
All right, I'm going to start. Out of the ones that you said, all right, so Florida's, we're going to pick him. We like him. I like Hunt and Naylor.
Okay.
So that means we just need one more. Do you like Evans or Higgins? I'm going to avoid Achane. I don't like this game. I'm scared of that game.
Okay. I think I like Evans.
I like Evans too. Okay, so that was an easy one. We have Kareem Hunt over 28.5 rushing yards, Flournoy over 26.5 receiving yards, Jalen Naylor over 23.5 receiving yards, and Mike Evans over 64.5 receiving yards. 4-pick parlay plus 1168. And that is our 1 p.m. parlay. We still have a lot more to go, so let's keep the train going.
Keep the train going. Speaking of keeping the train going, 4 p.m., Falcons versus Cardinals. The renaissance of Kyle Pitts, over 53.5 receiving yards. Ever since Kirk Cousins took over, 82 yards, 90 yards, 166 yards for Kyle Pitts. This is the Prince that we were promised, or the Pitts that we were promised.
We were promised.
Kyle Pitts, yeah. Just going to keep throwing him out there. I think he's good for it.
I'm shocked at this line. I'm not shocked at the line. I'm shocked at your pick because Drake London is back.
Drake London is back, but I don't think that does anything to really take away from what Pitts could do in this game.
I had 3 lines from this game. I honestly, going into this slate...
You have 3 out of your 4 lines from the Falcons Cardinals?
No. First, I have 7 that I liked. Jesus. I wasn't saying 7 that I liked. I didn't go through them. I knew you were going to say
those down.
I'm trimming them down. I thought you were going to pick London. So I was like, I'm going to put this on here because he's going to have London. I didn't have Pitts. I had London, McBride, and Bijan all receiving. If I'm going to pick one, it's probably going to be McBride. If I had to pick. It's pretty much all they got.
I mean, it is. But his line's also, I see McBride at 77.5. He's obviously had
71.5 on DraftKings.
Interesting. So, yeah, they got him way down. That's more favorable. I mean, he's had a couple of, like, huge games, and then he's had a couple that are right there around that 70 to 80-yard mark. It should be a game
I don't know if I trust Kirk Cousins with all of his weapons. I feel like he's he's overwhelmed. He's like, wait, I have London, Pitts, and Bijan? I think I should just fall.
just take a knee.
Just take a knee, crawl. Yeah, I mean, Bijan on over 36.5 is a good line too if you're scared of McBride, but I'll stick with McBride for now. You can go to your next pick.
I think I like McBride receiving yards more than I like Bijan's, just because Bijan's receiving yards is like a feast or famine type scenario a lot of times.
You say that, but he's hit it more times than not.
I guess.
I could math it for you if you want, but go to your next pick and I'll come back and math it.
My next pick is somebody that's been kind of a staple for us for the last 5 or so weeks. Lions versus Steelers. Give me Jameson Williams, JMO, over 68.5 receiving yards. Steelers' pass defense is their biggest liability, and JMO's on just an incredible tear, 144, 96, 134 the last 3 weeks. You can always either take him or St. Brown, but St. Brown's line is always going to be higher, so I think I'll continue to take kind of a wide receiver who's also the deep threat guy that can go through and get his in 1 or 2 shots. So, JMO.
Yep, had JMO as well. I was looking at Gibbs, and I think I still need to look at Gibbs at some point.
At him from a side bet.
That's fine. I'll give you a rushing prop, my good sir.
I love rushing props from Al.
And that's Monty. Give me Monty over 37.5. All reliable. All reliable.
Is he though? Okay.
I believe so.
All right. So I've got 2 more. I'll give you the more mainstream. I'm going to save my last pick for last. The very surprising guy. So Broncos-Jaguars game. He's been very, very consistent over the last couple of weeks for the Broncos in the passing attack. Cortland Sutton, over 58.5 receiving yards, over in 4 straight. He's got 10 targets in back-to-back games from Bo Nix. They finally just unlocked him in that passing attack, which makes the Broncos more, somebody that you could trust possibly going into the playoffs, because I think it was always a little bit iffy, but they seem to be a pretty complete team right now, and Sutton's a big part of that. So over 58.5 or something like that when you can get it wherever we bet it.
Yep. All right. So I had Sutton as well. That was the only line I had from that game. Although the Jags are on the up and up. It's just I don't really know
only thing
that affects.
For the Jags, I tried to take one of their lines, and the only one I really liked at all was Trevor Lawrence over his rushing attack line. But I like Sutton more than that.
Me too. Okay, so we have 2 that we love together, which is
JMO Sutton.
I like Pitts, so I'll throw Pitts in there. I guess my question for you is...
I do have one more line here.
Oh, I'm sorry. What do you got for me?
I thought you had another line you had to throw out, so I was going to give you the floor.
I kind of said them. It's the Gibbs. It's
fair enough.
Bijan. It's the old reliables.
So looking at the Texans versus Raiders game, not one that strikes you that you would want to throw out there. However, I think I found a glitch potentially here that we can go through and exploit. You may remember a name, Cade Stover, over half a reception. He's had 3 in the last game, and he was on the field for a season-high percentage. I had to look at all the details on this one to see if I was correct. 61% of the snaps last week. The Texans have started running 2 tight end sets, which means that you've got the option of having Schultz out there or Stover. Stover only needs 1 reception to hit this line. I feel like he's going to get there. If they continue, unless they, for whatever reason, just had a game plan to throw 2 tight end sets out there one time, it seemed to work for them last week, and I think that they'll go back to it this week against the Raiders. It just needs a catch.
Sure. I like the angle. I like the cheat code angle of it.
Yeah.
The Raiders are really bad. Not good at all. And it's weird that we haven't mentioned Nico Collins. So I think we should also mention
I had typed Nico Collins, and then I hit the backspace button a bunch of times and put Cade Stover in there to get a reception.
Well, let me give you the last 5 weeks of Nico. 92, 55, 98, 121, 85. His line is 67.5. Stroud can throw 1 pass to him and he can hit 70 yards. Just because we've seen it. We've seen it.
Yeah, and we very rarely throw Nico Collins in any of our parlays. We kind of always mention him.
To our detriment.
I don't hate that either. I could be comfortable with it.
Okay, so As of, I can't put Stover in here, by the way. He's not on DraftKings, so you'd have to do it on yours if you really feel Stover.
Send Stover right over.
If you want to send Stover right over.
Stover's going over.
Pitts, J-Mo, Sutton, Collins?
I'm a little scared that we're throwing we're throwing 3 of my picks out there. No, yeah.
No, I had Sutton too.
Okay, good. Well, yeah, but just did duplicate.
And J-Mo too, by the way.
So basically, we're the same pick. Yeah. So
yeah. So you have Pitts, I have Collins.
Okay, cool.
Do we like it?
Yeah, I'm okay with Nico. That's fine. I'll exploit my Stover line on my side bet.
All right. Kyle Pitts over 50.5, J-Mo over 69.5, Cortland Sutton over 58.5, and Nico over 67.5. Pretty big lines, but a lot of guys that need to do a lot of work this week. 4-pick parlay plus 1162.
Mainstream parlay.
A mainstream parlay. It's the complete opposite of what we did to win the other day.
Yeah, true. Brings us to Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost done.
We've got what could be a fun matchup. I don't know, between the Ravens and the Patriots here. I mean, I'm going to get it out of the way because you know it's going to be there anyway. So my number one line is Keaton Mitchell over 24.5 rushing yards. What did he do the last 2 weeks? 76 and 66.
Are you sponsored by him?
No, obviously. I mean, he went to East Carolina. He's my guy. I know he's fast as fuck.
Receiving or rushing?
Rushing. They've been using him more in the rushing attack than they have the receiving attack, which is weird because you can get him at a really big discount on his receiving yards, and he has the potential to take one of those. But the Pats' run defense has been basically decimated by injuries, and so they're getting gashed a lot lately. Keaton Mitchell has had back-to-back games where he's far, far exceeded that line. So I think as long as he gets 3 or 4 carries, he's going to continue to bust over it.
I like it.
See,
the Ravens have nothing to play for, right?
They are not mathematically eliminated as of yet, I don't believe. I'm going to double check that, but I believe the Ravens are still competing. They eliminated the Bengals from being able to compete. That was kind of it, but they stayed alive.
All right, so I'm shocked you didn't. The way you were starting to build this up, I was like, oh, he's going to do what I think he's going to do. And then I forgot Keaton Mitchell existed in this parlay. Give me Kayshon Boutte. He's back, baby.
Is he back?
Over 35.5. He is back. Diggs was non-existent last game.
Was Boutte existent, though?
He was.
Okay.
I believe so. I'll double check. I'll do some homework. But
the Ravens are not eliminated, so they are still playing for something. It's like a they have to win out kind of scenario.
100%. So Boutte last week only had 1 target for 1 catch for 30, but it's for 30 yards.
Yeah, there's a reason why I did not include him.
But he struggled. They lost that game.
They did, yeah. In a game that they needed to throw the ball a bunch.
Bounce back game, right? Bounce back.
Yes, he's been trying to bounce back since 5 weeks ago.
Well, okay, but they're 11-3. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about Boutte, but Boutte had an injury, obviously. But
he's played the last 4 weeks.
To be fair, here was New England's leading receiver, Mac Hollins, 41 yards.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs had 3 receptions for 26. No one played well last week.
No, yeah, I want.
Boutte was the second leading receiver with 1 catch for 30 yards.
That shows how poor they are. But they also, they leaned on the run game.
Henderson had 148 rushing yards,
which I think that they'll continue to do. Which is why
is that your next pick?
Is my next pick? Yeah,
okay,
over 54.5. He's gone over in 7 straight games.
55.5 on here.
I think I'm safe at 55.5. Every single game since he took over as kind of the RB1, or at least getting involved, getting double-digit carries, he's gone well over. Yeah, Trayvon Henderson seems like the most automatic lock that they have not adjusted his line accordingly yet.
I like that. I was going to lean towards that anyway. All right. My last pick is someone I always like to go back to, and that is Isaiah Likely, over 25.5 receiving yards. He had 0 targets for 0 receptions last week.
Yep.
Bounce back game, baby.
I benched Tyler Warren in favor of Isaiah Likely, and somehow Warren exceeded his total with 3 points. Fucking Likely, man.
I don't like a lot of this guy. You said it's gonna be a fun game. I don't agree.
I just on paper, it should be fun, but I don't know who's going to get the points. As far as a Ravens receiving target, I like Zay Flowers over 64.5, kind of a Lamar Jackson trying to show that he can still air it out after he had a couple like bad weeks, but he sort of bounced back the last couple. So yeah, Zay Flowers over 64.5. And I had one more line for my fourth. It's something that you might enjoy because it's a running back receiving line. Ramondre Stevenson over 14.5.
Yeah, give me that. Wait, not Henderson?
No, because I like Henderson's rushing attack, and Stevenson's been the one that's been catching more passes out of the backfield the last couple of games. He's had 3 catches in each of the last contests for 40 and 27. So they've got him at 14.5.
I already see the parlay right here. It's Booty, Mitchell, Henderson, Stevenson.
Okay, yeah, I think those are the 4 best lines. Yeah.
Yep. All right, that was easy. All right, plus 1,200. So Kayshon Boutte over 35.5 receiving. Mitchell over 22.5 rushing yards. Travion Henderson over 55.5 rushing yards. And Ramondre Stevenson over 15.5 receiving yards. Plus 1,200 on that 4-pick parlay. And that's going to wrap it up. I don't think we're going to do it all day.
No all day?
That's up to you, man. I don't know. If you want to do one, let's do it.
We can just, hypothetically, we'll see if we throw it out there.
All right, so Mitchell?
I mean, I was either going to say Mitchell or Henderson. So if you like the confidence of Trayvon Henderson to go over his, I think they're both very likely.
What do you prefer?
Let's take Trayvon Henderson. Because I'm going to have Mitchell in a bunch of stuff anyway. So Trayvon Henderson over his rushing. And then in the 4 p.m. slate, do we like J-Mo together? Or Sutton?
I'm going to put him in too many parlays, so let's avoid him in that one.
So then we could take Sutton. We could take Nico Collins.
Yeah, we did all receiving at 4 p.m., so we can't do like a rushing all day.
Couldn't do a rushing all day. I think we can mix it up anyway. Okay. Yep. All right. So Cortland Sutton. And then the 1 p.m., I think Kareem Hunt might be the safest.
Okay. It's a hodgepodge of guys.
Who's who, who's not,
Who's who of who's not.
Yeah. So, yeah, hypothetically, if we end up doing the all day, it probably is going to rely on how we do today on Saturday. Yeah. Kareem Hunt.
If we are telling people to do this parlay, we have to do it.
All right, fine. We'll fucking do it then. Yeah. Give me Travion Henderson. We'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Give me Travion Henderson. Give me Cortland Sutton. Give me Kareem Hunt.
Plus 572, 20 to win 134, which probably wouldn't even cover the next 2 days of bets. All right, so that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. We will be back next week for our special holiday edition of the Don't Tell This podcast. Make sure you follow us at Don't Tell This to follow the slips that we're going to be placing, regardless of which betting account we're going to be using, whether it's Bet365 or DraftKings or what have you.
Score.
The score. Yeah. At Don't Tell This on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you so much for listening. And remember,
don't tell this.
Don't Tell This is produced by Al Manarino and Ben Berkeson. Edited by Al Manarino. Theme song by Lucas Jones. Follow Don't Tell This on Instagram and Twitter at Don't Tell This. We are committed to responsible gaming. Please visit www.rg-help.com to learn more about the resources and helplines available. Never bet more than you can afford to lose. And always bet responsibly, which of course means don't tail this.